Hello and welcome to the Real Talk and Banter podcast, the movie podcast where we discuss and review films that are at least a decade old. I'm Amari Williams.
And I'm Jay Richardson.
And for our second Black History selection, we will be discussing New Jack City. But today, we have some special guests with us, Jarrell and Trendell of the Relly and Delly Podcast. Welcome, guys.
It's Relly and Delly, the podcast. Everything got him here. So great. Thank you guys. Thank you. This is Relly.
And I'm Delly.
And we're so happy to be here.
Okay, all right. First of all, guys, we're not that popular, so no one in our podcast knows who the hell you guys are.
Yeah.
So.
But you will be.
Oh,
you will
be.
Hey.
Look at that. Positive.
And that's why you're here. You guys just hit your one year anniversary for the pod, right?
Yeah, we did.
Hey!
All right, congratulations. Let's go. Let's get it.
You.
You know, we're doing a joint podcast here. So on our feed, the RTB feed, you can hear Relly and Delly guests on our pod. And on their feed, you can go over there and then you can hear us being guests on their recording. So, yeah, we have a little collaboration day happening today, which is very, very exciting.
Very exciting. It's so crazy. I feel like the time flew by. When we first started talking about it and like launching our podcast around the same time, I think like August, September, February felt like forever away.
I know. We did talk about it's kind of crazy because we did talk about doing this before me and Jill actually created a podcast. But hey, you got to speak things into existence, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys want to just tell the audience a little bit about your podcast and where they can find you?
Absolutely. So the Relly and Delly podcast we made a year ago, and we initially started off doing a review of TV series. Now it's myself, Relly, and
I'm Delly.
And we typically do two main formats right now. We do movie reviews on Mondays. We typically are doing like things that are mainly in theaters right now. And then on Fridays we do our Reddit stories.
Yes.
And
which
those
is
are like the
episode we'll be joining you guys for.
Absolutely. And I can't wait for
that. Awesome. Well, you don't have to wait long, people, because when you're first listening to this, just turn yours on because it's all airing on the same day. Come on,
all airing on the same day. It's the blackest day of the year, y'all.
What'd you say?
I said it's the blackest day of the year, y'all.
Oh, come on. All right. All right. So let's get into this, right? So New Jack City, as our listeners will know, we are doing weekly releases for the month of February because we do every other week, but 2 episodes for Black History Month was not enough. So Jay and I decided we will drop 4 episodes, and we're doing New Jack City today. Before we get into deep dives of the movie, what did you guys think about it? Let's start with our guests. How did you guys feel about this movie?
You want to go first, Relly?
Absolutely. This was interesting. It was extremely aggressive. Wild takes. I feel like at the beginning, a lot of the dialogue was jarring. I don't know what language Mr. Allen Payne was speaking for the better part of him being like, before he really elevated G Money to being like running the business. It was aggressive, yo. It was aggressive. It almost felt like a parody, but I think we're going to talk about cultural impact. I think it's because it is referenced so much apparently. The day we decided to do this one is because I literally say, sit your $5 ass down before I make some change. I've never seen this movie before. I don't know where the fuck that was from. I've heard it several times.
Yeah.
So, and when I said that, literally, I was like, "Oh, New Jack City." I'm like, "What are you saying?" He's like, "That's the movie." So then, literally, it was the next night. You were like, "What do y'all think about doing New Jack City?" I'm like, Apparently, God wants me to see it because I referenced
Okay.
it last night. But
Let's
a
get
lot
it.
of it was
Yeah.
very over the top. And I think it gets better as the movie goes. But like as it starts to find a balance of normalcy, they do some crazy stuff. The wedding,
There's some crazy shit in here.
the
There's some crazy shit.
shootouts.
Yeah.
My gracious.
I feel like
Mm.
one, you've been you grew up at a disadvantage to not have seen New Jack City before now. Like I'm actually shocked that you haven't seen it.
Really?
I am pretty shocked. And to be referencing "Sit Your Idol Ass Down Before I Make Change" and not know where it's from is just come on now.
I mean, this movie is very quotable. I literally have a quote section in my notes, and
Same,
I'm gonna hit you
same.
guys with quotes as we're going through this thing.
Yeah.
Trendell, what are your thoughts on the movie?
Well, I guess you're gonna be shocked again all over, because I've never seen this either.
Holy
I just
shit!
know-
Nice.
Oh my god!
I have I don't know what you want to call it, a decent knowledge of, I guess, film, because I know references even though I haven't seen it. So I knew it was from New Jack City, but I hadn't seen it until research for this episode, which we love that.
Nice.
I actually liked the movie. It was a bit. I don't think it was extreme. I think it was a bit. It could come off a little, I guess, campy or over the top in some places. To me, all in all, I enjoyed it. I can see the appeal, and I can see that it was probably really huge when it came out, or why it was really huge.
This is definitely
Yeah.
considered a classic in black film and black cinema. If you look at the list of movies, or just talk to people about great movies from back in the day, New Jack City will come up most of the time. Jill, I'm sorry to say, I'm not even sure if I've seen this either or seen it in its entirety until right now. I know, I'm sorry, which is why I picked it, because knowing it's been on my list, like I have a list of movies where I'm like, I need to watch or rewatch these movies, and this was on it. So when we decided what we're doing these movies, you were so upset. Like people can't see you, but we can see you. The disgust in your face. But
I want to hang up, but I can't. But I really want to.
Yeah,
like,
you can't. You gotta pay some bills. All right. Jill, go ahead. Let's hear. What aside from your disappointment in?
No, I want to hear your
Collective
take
Air.
since you haven't seen it. So this is your first time seeing it.
Yeah. So, and I had to watch it twice because I was too into it to like take notes properly on the first pass through, because I kept having to stop the movie to take my notes. So I watched it once all the way through, and then I rewatched it. I enjoyed the movie. I do think there's some crazy stuff in here. I do think there are a lot of questionable decision making, just plot wise, story wise, but the movie finishes so damn strong. And Wesley Snipes is awesome in it, so it's a great movie. It's definitely rewatchable, and you can see why it's a great. It's one of the greats.
Well, it is one of the greats. So I've seen it several times. I used to watch it a lot as a kid, which again questionable on my mother's part, but we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
There's a lot of movies I watched that I probably should not have watched, but so yeah, I absolutely love this movie. This is one of my top movies for sure. And I still feel the same way, even as an adult. I think that though I can bite on the over the topness of like the dialogue in the beginning, I also think that's just New York. That's Harlem, and I don't know if
Correct.
I don't know if that's like over the top or it's just how they are. I feel like it's just kind of how they are, and it really, for me, the beginning scene, the first couple minutes or so, when they're kind of doing an overshot of New York and then being more specifically over Harlem, and then all you see or hear is the kind of news going back of like, hey, this person, the drug war is going on right now. They're fighting over cocaine at first, and people are dying and all those things. I think it was just like it pulled me in almost immediately, and I don't think I ever noticed that as a kid. So as an adult, I am definitely picking up on some things that are I guess more in depth to make me like really pulled into the story almost immediately. Like, oh, okay, what are we going to talk about now? So, and to Omari's point, hell yes, I think Wesley Snipes absolutely killed the role as Nino Brown.
Oh yeah,
like absolutely. Like he is literally the best part. You know who else I really liked, and even though they screwed him, Chris Rock. I thought Chris Rock did a really good job as Pookie.
Yeah.
Ice-T, a waste of my time most days, but okay.
I like Ice-T.
I like Ice-T too, but
I don't like him in general, but I like him in this.
I like him in general, but nah.
There are some things. I guess we'll get into it.
We'll get into it, but I think Nino Brown or Wesley Snipes, Nino Brown, and Chris Rock as Pookie, they really did a lot of justice to this movie. So that's my first.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought Chris Rock was a crackhead for real. Like I really like growing up. I thought he was really on drugs. Yeah,
bro, I had that in my notes. I'm like, this man looks like a legit crackhead, not like someone playing a crackhead, but a legit crackhead. I'm like, this man, he obviously is on crack at this point. Which, hey, you do what you got to do. But okay,
This movie was made on a budget of $8 million, and it $8 million, and it made $7.03 million in opening weekend alone. Very successful. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In the U.S., it grossed $47.6 million, and it was the highest grossing independent film of 1991. This movie was actually released almost to the day on January 17, 1991, as a Sundance film before receiving major release on March 8th of 1991, which is very interesting to me. That this is an independent film. This is an indie film that just blew the hell up and made a lot of money. So that's pretty cool.
That's very crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. I mean, like 8 million. Also for the amount of actors that they had in it, the original soundtrack for absolutely no reason, and then the explosions and the effects.
Yeah,
I know 8 million back then was a lot still, but in comparison, I that's pretty surprising to me.
And and they essentially made that back in one weekend. That's amazing. That is amazing. But I just want to take a quick little history corner here, right? Because we are doing this is for Black History, and it's like, oh, what New Jack City? It is a Black movie, but where's the history in it? This movie, because one of our criteria is music, and we will talk about the music in more detail later on in the pod, but this movie and the music and soundtrack for it, it helped to popularize New Jack Swing, which was a new brand of music which became popular between the 1980s to the 1990s, and spearheaded by Teddy Riley amongst a bunch of other people. But Teddy Riley, we would know from Blackstreet. He's one of the lead singers in Blackstreet, right? Huh? Was that? Did you gasp?
Sorry, I did because I love them. I apologize.
Okay, I
missed the gasp. I'm sorry.
Wait, what was that?
What the fuck was that? What song was that?
What does that have to do with?
Crying alone on the bedroom floor and he's hungry.
But who?
Okay.
No, it's not.
That ain't Blackstreet.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
I'm very shamed.
No, it's not.
I've been shamed.
Jesus Christ. Oh my
Yikes.
God. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, he went too hard.
Swinging
He
on
was
his-
strong about it.
For what reason?
Damn.
Hey, bro. Look, listen,
Wait.
Trendo. Omari's gonna let it pass,
That's
and me and
pretty
you look at each
high.
other like, what the fuck? What was that? What song is that?
Everybody gets their one.
I can understand
Not
none of us
bad.
can sing, so I'm
Not
like,
for
okay, whatever.
Blackstreet.
But what the fuck was that?
No.
Yeah, I was gonna let it go, bro, but
No.
Yeah, nah, bro. I
And
couldn't
that
let
is
it
not
go.
Theodore
What the
Riley.
fuck is
Oh, you
that?
want-
That is not Blackstreet. I know that.
Okay. You say you leave.
Oh shit. Oh well.
we lost him on the call.
Well,
Okay.
I'll sing it for
Yeah, that's
you.
really interesting.
Baby, get down, good lord. Baby, I'm bumping all over town. Tricky bitch, you don't play around. Cover much ground. God dang by the pound. Ooh, getting paid
Come
on
on
a
now.
forte. Each and every day. True play away.
Get it.
Well, this was fun.
Silence.
Oh,
Jesus
Okay.
Christ.
All right. Okay. Damn.
Okay.
All right.
Anyway, that's a
back to
Blackstreet
the
song.
history lesson. Yeah. So Teddy Riley, as well as drummer Lenny White, they're credited for the start of New Jack Swing.
I did not know that. That's actually
What?
good.
Yeah. So the 1985 single "Oh Louise" is considered like the first New Jack Swing song. Some people critic Full Force's "Alice," I Want You Just for Me as the first New Jack Swing song. Those are both in 1985. Janet Jackson's R&B album "Control," which was released in 1986, was one of the first successful records to influence the rise of New Jack Swing by creating a fusion of R&B, rap, funk, disco, and synthesized percussion. And the single "Nasty" off of that is particularly evident of that style. Reason I'm making sure I'm going through and saying all these titles is any of our listeners, like I'm encouraging you all, go and listen to this music. This is Black culture right here in its finest. So all these people's names I'm saying, the music, the records, please take some time to go out and listen to it. But the term was coined in October 1987. New Jack was a slang term meaning Johnny come lately. And swing intended to draw an analogy between the music played at speakeasies in F. Scott Fitzgerald's time, the 20s and 30s. To date, the most successful New Jack Swing album is Dangerous, released in 1991 by... Okay, guys. Wow.
Dangerous?
Oh.
Dangerous.
I already embarrassed myself.
Hold on.
The album's name is Dangerous?
Dangerous.
The album's name is Dangerous, released in 1991.
91, bro, get out of here.
Dangerous.
I want to
Damn.
I mean,
Okay,
but
all right.
You gotta give a hint.
Okay.
Mr. Baby.
You guys are killing me. All
Wait,
right.
but
All
I
right.
feel like
I'll just go ahead and say it.
Dangerous.
Cut that.
No. It's
Trendel's
no.
circling it. No?
I
Okay.
was no.
Okay.
No.
All right. Okay. No. All right. Michael Jackson, guys. That was Michael
Oh,
Jackson's.
shit.
For real? Yikes.
What?
Y'all suck.
Yikes. This was so fun.
Exposed all of
Dangerous.
This was so fun.
Michael Jackson did
Well-
a New Jack Swing album?
Yeah, apparently so. And it sold
What?
over 30 million copies worldwide.
What?
The
Okay.
the reason New Jack Swing is such a big deal, in the 2000s, R&B and rap hip hop is pretty much synonymous by that time. Back in the day, it was not. Those are completely opposite sides of the spectrum. With you're soft if it's R&B because you're singing, but if you're rapping, you're hard, you're from the streets. So New Jack was able to fuse those two, and it just helped revolutionize the genre and just create a new style of genre for one, and just bring those two camps together and it just influenced pop music on a whole going forward. So
Wow.
this movie had a hand in that, and we will talk about the soundtrack of this movie a little bit later. But let's get into it. Let's get into New Jack City. The thematic
we were in it.
elements. Well,
Well,
now we're about to be.
I mean, I feel like we're about to be
in
in it now. I feel like that was just
my bad.
preamble.
We were just in it.
That
Now
was
we
the
in
prologue.
it. That's fair.
In it.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Yeah.
Let's go in it.
Yeah. We were just our ankles were there, but we're about to
Yeah.
go waist high in this bitch.
Exactly.
Okay.
Wade
That
Okay.
sounds-
All right.
the water.
that sounds-
All right. Okay.
we got it. Okay.
You're like ridiculous.
Wade in the water.
Now you bring it to church?
I almost did it. Wade
Troynell said it.
in the
He laid it up.
Mm.
All right.
water.
All right, guys.
Okay.
So
You know what? Hey,
the
Jerome.
movie.
Actually, Blackstreet wrote "Wade in the Water." I don't know if you knew that, but they did.
Yeah, news to you. Maybe news to you. Yeah.
So you could have called that one, and we'd be like, "Oh, okay, that one. Oh, Blackstreet, we
Yeah.
get it now."
Yeah.
Oh my god, that just
That-
lightheaded. Oh my god. All right, guys, we gotta get into this thing. So the movie starts off with they show us right away Nino Brown. He's shaking down some dude. No, not shaking down, murdering a dude because the guy gets
Yeah.
killed right away.
I was shocked.
I was like, oh,
You talking about
Right.
hanging
I was
over the
like,
bridge?
over the
Yeah.
bridge. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. I was like, we had a murder right away in this movie. I'm like, okay, no way he's gonna be that difficult to catch. Apparently, I was wrong. And then so it introduces us to all the different characters, right? We got a little snapshot of Nino. We saw it, then it shifts to Scotty and Pookie, right? Scotty being Ice-T's character, the police officer, and then Pookie being the street kid. And we go through this like crazy chase scene where Scotty's
how did he keep up with this man on his bike?
Listen, if somebody steals $17,000 up off of you, you gonna run like hell. I'll burn these.
Yeah, he was running.
No, stop.
I'd have burned after
You guys
30
think
seconds.
you can keep up? You think you can keep up with somebody bicycling? A kid bicycling as fast as they can?
Interesting time to call me fat as hell.
Oh, I said I would burn out in 30 seconds. Like I could get a 30-second sprint. After he turned the corner, I was not following. At that point, it's lost. Like
it was a loss.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Down some stairs. The most I could reconcile is like, you want a bitch? You ever ridden downstairs on a bike? You gotta hold back a little bit. I've tried it once. It's very, you're not pedaling like if you're just riding downhill. So, but other than that, complete foolishness.
Absolutely.
There's no way.
No way.
There's no way.
And then also, when Pookie fell over the side, I mean, he fell over, but
train?
Then... Yeah, with the train. But then Scotty decided to jump. I'm like, what if you broke your foot?
Was that a
jump?
Was that a jump? Or was that a... and let's mark this, because this is not the first fucking time Scotty jumps from an incredible... Yeah, it's not the last time.
He's very active. Scotty is very active.
Scotty's a superhuman, 100%.
He was working out. He was doing some yoga. Yeah. That works.
The fuck? This bitch jumped from a great...
But it looked like a fall. What it looked like it was wire work. Like they just pulled him off the ledge. Like he didn't even like really jump like a regular person would jump. So at least that's what it looked like to me. I
thought they had like one of those airbags.
I thought it was an airbag on the bottom. It looked like he jumped into an airbag.
Yeah.
I didn't see like a pull. It looked like he jumped, but he jumped he had his body kind of in preparation of I'm gonna fall onto something.
To land in an airbag. Okay, that makes sense. That's probably what it was.
But it was still dumb as hell. Like no one would make that jump reasonably because it's too much of an option of you breaking your leg, ankle, knee, and then what? Like that just made no sense.
Really weird. And then Scotty shoots him in his fucking Achilles.
He did shoot him in his knee.
Oh my God.
Which is crazy, because at that point he should have a limp forever, which he did have a limp at first, and then all of a sudden it went away.
He got rid of it. I saw that too.
Bullshit.
Yeah,
your Achilles is gone, you're done. You're limping forever.
Yep.
There's nothing you can do about that.
Yep.
That does bring a closer lens to like, what is the time frame of the film? What is the timeline? Because just that recovery, which we didn't really think about, recovering from that foot injury literally would take like 5 years.
What?
I think for him to
not literally.
I mean,
5 years?
Have no limp.
5 years.
To have no limp. Someone blows off your Achilles tendon, and now you're just walking around fine. I think so.
Oh.
Yeah, but he didn't go to jail for 5 damn years, and they're probably because Scotty got suspended too. So there was probably some misconduct charge there. So I don't know how much time he actually did. I don't know. It's just weird.
Yeah, the timeline is weird on the movie. Like the things that happened, it should have took a lot longer, but they just kind of crunched it on into. I mean, I liked it because it was fast paced and it got to the point. But so a lot of the things were like unrealistic of like timeline. It should be like a 10-year thing, but they really crunched it down to it seems like a year things happened. I don't know, but I don't know.
Yeah,
you could tell they really just wanted to set the stage for a lot of things so that they can have. I think we all really enjoyed the third act of the movie, right? And I think they had to speed through some things so we can get to the point of Scotty's undercover, in this operation, which I do want to talk. Hold on. I mean, we can jump to that because, like I said, the beginning of the movie is they're just setting stuff up, right? We know that Nino Brown goes to take the apartments, the Carter. Our girl, Keisha, delivers her first memorable line where she says, "Rockabye, baby." She says that shit twice. She doubles down on that line. Amazing. We can kind of jump, I feel, to where Pookie is reintroduced as a crackhead, as a basehead. And police, I guess they're doing some surveillance. At this point in time, they created a task force of some sort with Scotty and what's the homeboy's name?
The white dude?
Peretti.
Oh,
Peretti.
yeah,
Yeah,
Peretti,
Peretti. Yeah.
Yeah, Peretti.
So they're here just surveilling Nino Brown, and Pookie comes up. He wants a turkey, and he's fast talking. Chris Rock is in his bag doing this thing. And he gets a turkey. And then this is one of the weirdest scenes in the movie for me. So if one of y'all can help me out, he goes, it's like an underground or subway station area or whatever, and he's sharing his turkey with this lady, and then they start arguing and fighting for it. And then all of a sudden there's a crowd of people watching these two crackheads fight over a turkey, and Scotty's in the fucking crowd. Did that weird anyone out, or what am I missing here?
Nope, I have that
It
note
was
here.
kind of weird, actually. I thought it was weird too, because it would have been one thing if the bystanders were also crackheads.
Yes.
These people look like they were like
regular people
in trenches, hair done,
Yeah.
So like, where did y'all come from? That was a good point.
I literally have that note. I was like, this is clearly some kind of drug den. Why are there regular looking people just hanging out there? Like, I don't understand.
And they're horrified at what's happening. I'm like, yeah, it's a fucking drug den. What?
Exactly.
The woman who jumps in to like kind of pull him off is like clearly looks like some kind of school teacher. And I was like, what are you doing there in the first place? Like, are you buying drugs?
That's what I thought. Because, okay, from what I thought, it's that like he took over the apartments, right? He's doing like a Thanksgiving turkey thing, and I guess that's really for like public image. And I think it was just people who actually lived there, because didn't that take place at the building? Wasn't that the apartments?
I didn't think
so.
Oh,
no.
So
I think he was. I think he was outside the apartment giving away the food drive,
right.
Yes. But the scene clearly switches. They're in some subway, underground, some tunnel. They are not in the building or by the building.
I thought it was part of the building, but like under, because like when we look at like the courtyard scene that comes up later, it looks like literal hell. And I think by the end of the movie, I reconciled in my mind, like, oh, that was the same place that scene was taking place. But if not, then no, it doesn't make. I don't know what was going on.
I mean,
my brain was trying to fill it in. Like, there's some like
because there was a random stairwell that Scotty took Pookie.
Yeah,
listen,
like it was a building basement.
It was so confusing. I just had no idea what the fuck was going on.
I thought they were just a random like tunnel, and they just had regular people down there, and I was like, "What the fuck is this?" It was weird, but I guess if it's in the building, then I can take that.
The building basement.
Maybe.
It's still weird though that those people were just standing there. They were literally. It's not like people were walking by. They were just standing there staring at them, argue and fight over this turkey.
Yeah. Or maybe it was an actual subway and they were waiting for a train. And if let me tell you, New York is very unserious. When you go down there, have y'all ever been on a New York subway? It is the mouth of hell.
But yeah,
I've done it
smelled
twice.
like urine, and I just left. I was like, I can't deal.
Yeah.
Dude,
it is chaotic.
I'm not gonna attack New York, but let me tell you this.
Yeah, you better not.
When you
already have.
Subway,
you already have.
Yeah, you have.
You call them unserious.
Yeah, my phone is blowing up because I'm also live casting this. So this is a mess.
I'm not say it again. But no, for real, like you go down there, the shit that will go down, and people mind their business. I'm waiting for my train. If you want to fight over a fucking half turkey with this bitch on the ground, this is none of my business. My train is coming, and I cannot miss it. And I literally experienced that in real time.
That is
being
true.
Down there. So that's the only other thing. Maybe it really is the New York subway, and unless you've ever been down there, it seems far fetched. But all sorts of shit goes down there, bro. I'm gonna send y'all. There's this TikTok now that's like the New York subway TikTok. Crazy. It's the wildest shit you've ever seen in 2025, 2026.
All right. Well, I mean, I guess that explains it. Ultimately, they wanted a reason for Scotty and Pookie to get reintroduced so that, it could push the plot forward, right? So from there, Scotty takes Pookie to Rehab. and gets him
You
clean.
mean kidnapped him?
and
Because this man clearly did not want to go. But okay.
He did abduct
Yeah.
him. You're absolutely right.
He did
And
abduct him.
he checked him into rehab, and I guess also took him to the dentist. Or is that how rehab? Is there dental work happening
Man,
at rehab?
This man's
or
teeth
like, what the
was
fuck?
amazing. I was like, oh shit.
Sometimes.
Oh yeah, because his teeth were rough when he was
They
They
were
were
bad.
rotten.
Right.
They were rotten.
You're right.
Yeah.
I'm like, did y'all see a scene that I didn't see? But no, you're absolutely
Yeah,
right.
All I know is
They
man
got
smiled
good.
and they were pearly white again. I was like, oh shit, look at
I
that.
was like,
Okay.
"Damn, boy. All right.
A little
Good
fluff, a
job.
little far, I guess.
He had them flippers in. Let me also say, hate to be that girl, but I'm gonna say it. The slight homoeroticism that was traipsing all through this.
I was going to ask y'all about that. I didn't know if that was just us.
I'm
But
sorry,
Wait,
what?
wait, 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 wait.
Who we being
Wait,
homoerotic with?
With Nino Brown and G Money?
With Nino Brown and G Money, with Pookie
Uh-huh.
and what's his face, you up there in his
Scotty.
penthouse with your shirt open, trembling and quivering and crying and shit.
I picked up on
Okay.
that too.
Yeah, I'm
No,
I could
no,
go
no,
with
no,
Nino. I could go with Nino and G Money,
Clear-throated.
but I don't know about Pookie and Scotty. No,
Watch it again.
Pookie was
And
detoxing.
Peretti.
Yeah, okay, hold on. With Nino and G Money,
I
I
could go
remember
with that.
being like, are they gonna kiss? You know, like literally a
Several
couple times. I was like, kiss. Like, I was like, just do it.
Yeah.
You know? with Pookie and
Scotty?
Scotty,
Nah.
it
I'm
was
telling
weird
you,
because
watch-
I thought he took Pookie to a facility, but I think he just had him detox at his own house. Is that what that was?
Right.
I
was
thought
at his
no.
house.
I thought he was at the facility still, but Scotty was just visiting him and just kind of watching
No,
him through.
so
it.
I think both things probably happened.
Yes.
Because there were times where whatever loft that Scotty's staying in, Pookie was in there. And there was a random scene where Scotty was just sitting there with no shirt on. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, it was
Yeah.
so weird and random.
Yeah, it's very much that.
As a homosexual, I could bring up this point. I can say it.
No,
But I was like,
yeah.
is this? And I was like, I looked at Trinidad and I was like, I would hate to come into this function gayed up.
Yeah.
Are you seeing what I'm seeing?
Yeah.
We're going to have this talk on the pod. you know.
Yeah.
So
I
we
definitely wanted to
Honestly,
bring
hey,
y'all's attention and see
Honestly,
what y'all
I'm in the
thought.
minority here, so you guys do your thing.
But, I mean, it's still a
yeah,
50-50 split on, like, who like men and who like women. So.
No, that is true.
We got
That is
some-
true.
we got
That
some
is
balance.
true. All right.
But I was like, we
All right,
definitely
okay.
need it because I'm watching it and I was like, okay, Rehab for sure. And then it was like, he was there in the room with him and he was like in the bed. This still looks like Rehab. Then there's a scene where he's in a silk robe with his shirt open and he's in there still crying. And I'm like, girl, either you in the rehab with your shirt open or this motherfucker in your house. And there's nothing wrong with it. But I do want to know where we're at.
Well,
I
there
mean,
is
there's something
something
wrong with it.
There's consent laws that are being violated here.
Not
Yeah,
because
the
they're gay,
kidnapping and
They're
whatnot.
definitely crossing
because
some
of the
lines there.
kidnapping. For
No,
the
yeah, it's not because of the gayness. I'm just saying there are consent laws that are an issue. Oh my god.
But aside from
Oh,
that,
yeah.
okay, let's circle back real quick. I do have a note here. I think that one of the most powerful scenes for me was him detoxing, and not just his story, but you heard the stories of a couple other people. I think one woman talking about her baby being born blind because of, her being addicted to crack, cocaine, and things like that. And I think that this is probably one of the first kind of mainstream media highlight, and then especially for it to come from an indie movie is kind of powerful. So I thought that I think the director and the writer were just like, this is what it is, and there was no sugarcoating it. There wasn't any because it's hard to imagine, especially when you're in the den of it, the start of it. When you're outside of it, you're like, oh, it's not that bad, but or they must be, or it's just them. But you start to put actual faces and stories, and I know this is all fictional, but it is a true story in its own
This
way.
shit happened.
So I thought that was a powerful scene of watching him detox, even though unrealistic and he was kidnapped. It still was a nice way to kind of bring light to what was going on and the after effects for people trying to be clean.
Yeah. I will say that was the point in the movie where I was like, oh, it was a serious film because the subject matter, right?
Yeah.
But that I think was the point in the film where I was like, damn, this is not meant to be as light as I felt like it showed in the beginning. You know what I mean? They're like, because they're like, you know, gangsters and stuff like that, they're just flippant. They have bravado. It's very jokey in how they are in what they're trying to do and be as people. You know what I mean? Like, they're riding around, guns and drugs and bitches and women and all that type of stuff. So it's very light energy. That was, but when this moment came, it was like real actual struggle. Even the death in the beginning of the kill shots and stuff were like, oh, this is gratuitous and stuff. But this was actually slightly more intense than the killings that were happening in the beginning of the film, from like the point of like, he was really struggling. And I think that's when I looked, I've never seen Chris Rock. I know Chris Rock more as like a comedic actor in most of the things that I've seen. He's done intense stuff before. So coming into this in 2026 for the first time, you have to kind of reconcile and like erase some of all those jokey type of vibes when you're watching it. And for me, it was a little bit difficult. By that point, it was like, damn, this is tragic. And he's really acting. And I feel like his performance was just like, really brought him up to what Wesley was giving from like the start of the film. And that's why I like sat up and I was like, oh shit, this is really gonna be really more intense. I didn't know where it was gonna go, but
it was tough.
The movie is definitely, it is a commentary on the drug epidemic, and they did try and lay that out. The news reports that Jill mentioned that happened at the beginning of the movie were essentially trying to give you a thesis of what the movie was going to be about. It is about, and I wrote down some of the things they talked. They talked about economic inequality. They talked about unemployment rates, poverty, crime, and then of course the crack epidemic. These are the things that are real life, real world things that were affecting New York, the black community, you know, in the 80s. So all the silliness and the things we make fun of, the movie does have a serious message that they wanted to get to, right? I do want to transition, however, from a very serious and very poignant point to talk about how terrible NYPD's plan was to get to Nino Brown. They decided to put Pookie, who is fresh out of rehab, into an undercover operation inside of a crack den. That is dumb. Plus, they wired him up when he told them specifically that they are usually naked inside the room where they're handling the crack. The fact that the whole task force did not lose their badges after this operation is unbelievable. I do not understand any of this fucking plan, and it was bound to blow up, and it did.
I mean,
Absolutely.
to be honest, the freaking belt they gave him looked like a camera. It legit looked like a lens with a camera. And I was like, okay, like it was very weird.
Yeah,
but it was. But also, yes, their plan was horrible, but it was Ice-T who was pushing for it. And Ice-T was the one like, no, he's good, and everybody's like, no, he's not. But instead of the lieutenant, whose name I don't remember right now, but instead of the guy who's in charge, they're like, absolutely not. Yeah, Stone saying, no, we're not doing that. He was like, all right, it's on you. I was like, oh, okay. It was just very weird.
And then to me, it was like his speech.
Oh my god,
fucking
Jarrell,
don't fuck this up, man.
Jarrell.
Don't fuck you all, everybody. You're my mama,
bro.
I don't know your mama.
Bro.
What?
Yeah.
I have that quote. I'm
head.
like, this is the worst fucking speech I've ever heard in my life. Like, it drove him to crack because I was like, oh, this is on you. This is on you.
Yeah.
Like, the fuck? It was
no,
weird.
it's on you, bitch. You crazy.
It was a horrible speech. It'd have been better if he had just said, hey, do a good job, we got your back, and walked away. What the hell he did was horrible.
You kick the crack, and you're never gonna smoke crack again. You got this.
Oh my god.
He might have given him a pipe and said, here, smoke this. Okay, now go. Like, that's what he should have done.
Yeah.
That was insane.
It did lead to Pookie's inevitable
relapse.
And Chris Rock, he did do, again, you guys have already been seeing Chris Rock. He did a really good job.
Mhm.
It showed the first time he flirting with it. He's like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm good.
Yeah.
And, I guess being surrounded by a bunch of fucking drug dealers, the same drug you try to kick, and knowing that you might get killed and captured at any day, stressed him the fuck out. So he eventually did relapse.
It'll do it.
So that whole thing was rough.
Yeah.
I want to pause for a second here, right? Because we started talking about Pookie and Scotty and here we are, and this is what I was getting at the beginning. It was hard sometimes enjoying, appreciating all the Pookie scenes because he's interacting with Ice-T, who's just not carrying it for me, So I had to like separate it to be like, no, man, Chris Rock's actually doing a great job here. He's not the problem here. Yeah. It's just Ice-T is.
I can see that. Yeah.
Like even in that scene, to me, where you can see it in the scene where Pookie's giving him the layout of the Carter, and he's like, yeah, yo, da 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 da. He's just like flowing, saying what happening, and oh yeah, they're in there and this, and like it's like Ice-T's like waiting for him to finish speaking, and then he's like, tell me more. I'm like, dude, are you having a conversation with this guy or not? And he's like, what about the naked people? I see. Fuck, man. Like just be in the scene more, Oh my gosh. So it was a little rough, but so we spent a lot of time talking about Pookie, about Chris Rock and Ice-T. We have not talked a lot about the star of the movie, Wesley Snipes, right?
Yeah.
And he crushed it, right? Like he did his thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
All throughout this movie, you see him, and I would argue there was not enough of him, especially in that first and like the second act specifically. I felt myself being like, I need more Wesley. Where's Nino Brown? Where's Nino Brown? Like whenever he wasn't on the screen, the movie suffered in my opinion because he's obviously one of the best actors there, and two, he's just crushing it, But so we saw, so we're gonna have to go back in time a little bit because we're following one timeline, one point of view. So going back, Nino Brown, he shows up, he does his thing. We see him have his council meeting where they make the big plan to take over the Carter. To do that, an undetermined amount of time passes by, and he's running the place. He is the guy in charge. We have what is the famous, line from the movie, which is, "Am I my brother's keeper?" We see that scene full out unfold and everything. And now they're at a club, they're partying, they're having a great time. After the club, Nino and G Money, who we haven't spoken a lot about either, they're back at Nino's place kicking it with their ladies. Let's touch on what happens here, because this scene here is very important for what happens next, the kind of the downfall between the characters, and where you start to see the ego on Nino Brown. I don't know, Trent, if you want to start off here, like give us what your takes are on this scene.
So yeah, it is like a big it's definitely the turning point moment where we were good and now we're not good anymore. And he just keeps pushing. There's so much going on there with the girl that Alan Payne is supposed to be with. What's her name? Uniqua. Uniqua. Yes. There's so much going on between unique, with that that French bob and high bang.
Oh my god. Her 28 piece. That wig was terrible.
It was terrible. She was shaking the hell out of it though. So shout out to her. But this is a big turning point because like Uniqua and Nino are doing they will not stop. And then you have the poor girl, Selena. She just like, and they're like, she's barren. She can't have kids. I told you that in confidence. Uniqua, I told you that in confidence. And he was like,
Why? I'm sorry. Why did you tell your squang that your best friend's woman is barren? Why would you do that? Yeah. Like he's mad at her, but she's just some random freaking thought. You understand what I'm saying? Like she gonna do what she does. She did what she did. You should have never told her that shit. You were at fault here, dog. Like that was crazy. I didn't like that at all.
Absolutely. And that just goes back to Scotty too, because Scotty, I feel like, why are you giving Uniqua all this like power and credit. Like clearly, Uniqua is for the streets. Clearly,
Yeah.
like this is not someone who's going to be like your main person, your somebody you can spend your life with. I don't understand Scotty. So I feel like
G Money, yeah.
Or G Money, excuse me, G Money. Sorry,
yeah.
sorry, G Money. Yeah, I don't understand G Money because you should know better.
Yeah, she belonged to the streets, dog. You should have never brought her into
did.
that position.
I mean, shaking
I mean,
ass.
not only I assume I knew he wanted a baddie, which is cool. You obviously want a good-looking person next to you, cool. But from the club scene, when she was clearly, even though she was kind of with him, clearly staring at Nino Brown. I'd have wrote her off. I'm like, all right, cool. I probably would have hit still. I'd be like, all right, and then moved on because I don't have time for that because there's no point of like trying to feed into that.
Exactly.
Like you see the energy, you see he wants her, you see she wants him. That's probably why she's talking to you. So I just like, all right, you're obviously not for me. But yeah, he definitely took that relationship and made it like a like this is my woman, even though she probably wasn't. And then it kind of burned from the inside, which is typically what things happen.
I think that she is a representation of something that often happens with a lot of hetero men and like bro relationships where women are often access points to being the person that you want to be. And it wasn't necessarily about him wanting her.
Yeah.
I won't even say it's about him wanting Nino, even though I do feel like there was something going on there. But it was like him either wanting Nino, but really also wanting to be Nino. And doing everything in his power to align himself with the women, the things, the style. His whole clothes and style changed. Nino was pretty much the same and then like evolved. Like his fashion to me was more linear, Nino Brown's. Yeah. But G Money's had the biggest like change throughout the film as he slowly tried to become Nino and become more valuable to Nino. And to be seen as respectful in his eyes. What was the end result? To really be great bros or to be lovers? We don't know. But I feel like she was just a vehicle to achieve those things. And it was, he didn't give a shit about her, but what she represented. And the fact that she wanted him, if he could have her, then he would be on the same level as him, if that makes sense.
It does, because very nice insight. And when you look at what happens, the conversation that happens at the end of the movie, you can see how all that stuff aligns, where G Money talks about Nino embarrassing him and making him feel small, and he did straight up say, I didn't care about this, bitch or whatever, and he was like, oh, it's not about the woman and all this stuff. So yeah, I think that's a good analysis of the subtext of that scene in that club, because it does become more actual text like later on towards the end of the movie. After that scene is finished and we have the drug bust, and at the end of the drug bust, G Money calls Nino to tell him what happened. For some reason, Uniqua answered the goddamn phone. I don't know why she did that. I don't know why he let her do that. That was crazy. But she answers the phone, and then she's like, oops. And then Nino's like, oh, fuck. Like, yeah, dog, don't have your squang answer the phone. Like, that just doesn't make any sense. So Nino Brown gets pissed off and summons everyone, right? And they sit at this table, and he's walking around all intimidating, like being pissed off with everyone for allowing his empire to be compromised in such a level. Yeah. And he straight up
how I got up in it
says, you said what?
I was saying, how did I get up in it when he stabbed that guy?
Not even that. That's not even the part for me. Is when he goes to G Money and he tries to convince G Money that he's wrong for being upset that he slept with G Money's girl. I'm like, what the fuck did you just say to him? He's like, you really let that bother you? Yeah. You slept with my woman, dog. Like that. That may have distracted me. Yes, you know. So that whole thing was pretty crazy. I don't, and now we're seeing on the show they start to give us Nino Brown, because it showed us this cool guy or whatever, and he's slick and all this stuff. But now we're starting to see Nino Brown isn't really it, right? Because that's one of the tricks with doing these type of crime movies where you're focusing on drug dealers, because like they look cool as shit until they're dead, you know. But it's to like not make this guy be likable, especially somebody like Wesley Snipes who is charming, right?
I think his statement about "you really let this woman get between us" is more about the fact that,
right,
like in the beginning in the movie, I think right in the beginning they talked about nothing and no one will ever get between us, right? So, like in his mind, in Nino's mind, is like nothing matters, like nothing is me and you. So
that's easy to say with an unbalanced power dynamic.
Yeah.
Like you're the one with the most power. So you can say nothing matters because you're just taking.
Yeah. So, from his like kind of godlike position, even the old man said it, like you got all these people here, like you're the Holy Ghost, or I think he said Holy God or Holy Ghost, whatever. Either way, he's kind of coming from a godlike position and coming down like, oh, nothing matters. But everybody below him is really suffering in some way, form, or fashion, whether it be the power dynamic, you know, monetarily, the drug addiction, all these things. But he's on top, so he doesn't see that. So I think he was genuinely shocked. It wasn't like a... you shouldn't be. I think he was genuinely shocked that this was happening, that he was suffering, because he isn't. So he's, I guess in his mind, no one else is. And then G Money specifically is supposed to be like his right hand, his boy, his brother. Am I my brother's keeper? He's yes, I am. They build it together. So I think that he was coming from that perspective, even though obviously it's not right. I got you. So that's where it was.
So the line was more so to give us more insight into Nino's ego and just how blind he is to the impact he's having on everyone else. I got you.
Correct. Right. Then I'm surprised that you're hurt.
Yeah.
Like what is this? These people, these things, nothing matters except for me and you and this thing that we built. That's it. That's all that matters. Everybody else can burn in hell.
So,
but you know, whatever.
So I think from here we can jump ahead to the wedding. Well, actually, I want to talk about a quick scene right before the wedding, because we're going to see for the second time in this movie an old man show up, and he's literally credited.
Wait! Before you go to the wedding, if we're still stuck on the table meeting after the drug bust, you gotta say sit your $5 ass down.
Damn! I did. That did happen.
You skipped it.
I did. I'm so sorry.
I think that was a hell of a powerful scene.
It was.
I don't know if you guys watch Martin, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've all seen the scene when he had the fake dog doing it.
Yeah, that stiff ass Rottweiler.
Yeah, because they had like a real dog on set that went crazy, and they had to get rid of it. And then he was like, I had a prop.
So and he filled I started laughing, even though it was a serious ass scene. In my mind, I saw Martin doing it with the fake dog, and I was just laughing. And I was like, "Oh, this is serious."
Sit your $5 ass down before I make change. Is that
Which
good?
is insane.
Sit your $5 ass down before I make change.
Was this the first instance of that being ever said? Has anybody said it before this? Like before New Jack City?
No.
Oh, I say it all the time.
No, I think this
was where it
I
came
think it's from this movie.
Oh yeah, I think.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
where it
came
from.
Writing. It's from the scene here. But again, and kind of alluding to what Omari said earlier, we're not talking a lot about Wesley Snipes because he wasn't in a lot of scenes, which is like kind of weird because he's kind of the main guy. But also, you typically don't see the main guy in criminal entourages or whatever. You see the really close guys, but you typically don't see the main guy. So it's still kind of flowed, but you do miss his presence. And you see it in these kind of big scenes where everybody's wearing all black. They look like they're at a funeral. Nobody wants to talk. Even though these are big gangsters and rockabye baby, like everybody's like, oh, you can't mess with me. Soon as Nino Brown walks in, silence, like children. Like my dad just walked in. I'm in trouble. I just broke a vase, and we're just quiet to see who gets it. So again, it just shows how amazing he was in that scene. How amazing he was as Nino Brown and just taking over without really saying or doing much.
Let's transition into the wedding scene, right? But right before the wedding scene, I did want to talk about the old man. This is the
Oh,
second time
yeah.
we're seeing him, right? And there's an exchange between the old man and Nino Brown, right? So at this table, Nino Brown is meeting with, I think what we're
A reverend.
So I
Yeah.
think what's happening, because it's the reverend's daughter that's getting married in the following scene.
Ah,
So it looks like they're
true.
just discussing the wedding.
Yes.
The reverend is asking for Nina Brown to pay for it or whatever bullshit,
Yeah.
right? So, and then he's like giving money to kids like he's fucking Black Santa or something. And this old man comes in and he's like, he comes to get, I'm assuming his grandson or something. He's like, hey, get the hell out of here, you know? And he says, Nina Brown says to the old man, hey, I can take care of you too, old man. And the old man says, you can't take care of me. You better take care of yourself, because you, an ignorant bastard, you're committing genocide on your own people with your silk suits and fancy cars. And he also calls Nina Brown an idolator, right? In between there, we have our girl, you better step off, Grandpa. And then she follows up with, shut up, let me smoke this old dude, right? So Keisha's kind of getting involved. That's not
Yeah.
important, right? But Nino Brown's response to him is, and what can you offer them? What? Another I have a dream speech? Look where we at. Not a pot to piss in, nor a window to throw it out of. This exchange right here, and I'm so glad I watched the movie twice. The first time, it's just like, this old man. His name is Old Man. He doesn't have a name in the movie, right? This exchange becomes so goddamn important when we talk about the thesis of the movie and like the heart of what this movie is really about. Because the whole like, you're committing genocide in your own people concept. That's what's happening, right? We have these drug dealers, a lot of them who are black, selling crack in black neighborhoods, just destroying the neighborhood, destroying their own people. And you get Nino Brown's perspective, his justification, which is this: I'm providing for myself, for my family, for my friends, my loved ones, and I'm making these people feel good about themselves. You know what I'm saying? He's like, what do you want me to do? Martin Luther King did his thing, and like, here we are, you know? Things are not great. We're still not really doing that great, although things are much better. Segregation is gone and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
But, you know, he's making his own justification, and it's a very interesting scene, and we all know why it becomes even more important as the movie ends. But I did want to take a pit stop and just kind of look at that, because the interaction between these two becomes so significant, you know, throughout the movie.
Absolutely. I'm really happy that you decided to pit stop there, because that scene, that was one of my favorite scenes too. Because of the generational like kind of back and forth, and the Nino equating what he's doing essentially to Martin Luther King, I have a dream. This is how I'm going to get ahead. This is how we do it now, essentially. Kind of saying that we don't do it like you used to do it, the whole protest and all that stuff. That doesn't work. And so I thought that was really good, just to kind of get both sides of that. I hate that his name is just Old Man, but he's a great actor.
I know, yeah. He came in, he did it. We saw him 3 times. The first time was, I think it was in the building. Did he get kicked out of the building when he's one of the people that got moved out?
I
can't remember. It was the first time we saw
Oh,
him.
when he was parading the guy.
One of the people.
When Nino was parading the manager, I think probably the building manager, he was parading the guy.
That's right. It was out on the street, outside the building. That was it. Outside the building. Correct. Yes.
Ooh,
and then we saw him here the second time, and we'll talk about that third and final time.
Ooh, that's kind of great.
End,
the
right?
1, 2, 3 of it all.
Yeah, come on now.
That's
Listen,
good.
there is some. They put some work into this movie. They did put some work into this movie, and you can see some thematic things and intentional stuff happening. Right. All right. So we're at the wedding now. This is a crazy ass scene. So the wedding happens. You know, he's the pastor. You know, thanks Nina Brown for sponsoring the wedding, and as the wedding wraps up, people are dancing, having a great time. Again, music in this movie is awesome. It looks like the party is winding down, and there are these delivery guys, I guess, or something. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. But they're the Italians. Who we haven't spoken about the Italians, but they're Italians in the movie. They're not really important, except that we get to hear a lot of racism towards the Italians, which is pretty cool.
I'm sorry, the racism towards him?
Dude, there was so there's racism back and forth between the two. But one, he called him a skugili, which I don't know what the fuck that was. I had to look it up. And then he was like, "You spaghetti and a bitch." I'm like, whoa, I like spaghetti too. So there was racism back and forth.
You like spaghetti too. What's that about?
But the Italians started to wet up the fucking place, pulls out Uzis. They start shooting at each other. And then Nino Brown, the protagonist of this movie, uses a little girl as a human shield, which is one of the craziest things I've seen in a movie.
Yeah.
I'm glad they didn't go that far and actually let the girl get killed. But there's a shootout happening with everyone. And unfortunately, this is the last time we'll see our girl Keisha, who goes out by saying, "Motherfuckers, bastards," and then she dies.
Damn.
Dead. On the steps.
Yep.
Not like a diva, though. Let me tell you something. And there's a lot of imagery in the film, I think, that we've seen done later. If you've seen American Horror Story Season 3, the attack on the salon, there's one of the young ladies who has, like, the head wrap, who's, like, when Renard goes to, like, kill, all of the black, voodoo priestesses in that salon, and they, like, run in and charge in. And I can't say that they're based off of who she is, but it's very reminiscent of that. And at the end of the day, I think the strong commentary that all the men went and hid behind walls and tucked and covered, and the one black woman in the group got up and, like, ran into the charge, to try and handle business. And she was the most about it than everybody.
Nah,
but then
I'm not
at the
running
same
into
time,
a wall of bullets to be pounded. Like, nah.
No, but I
That's more
think
of a
that was
commentary,
intentional,
you think?
though. I think there's a lot to be said about how black women's bodies are used, how black women are used to protect the black community, how black women suffer at the hands of, gun violence, drugs, and, like, the whole drug epidemic that affected, our community, and how a lot of the times it's the men's that's really facilitating it, being the drug lords, being the kingpins, running the facilities, doing all this stuff. But who was the first person in the group to die? Wasn't it Keisha?
Maybe. So
did any one of them die before her?
I was following what you were saying, but then you kind of lost me because Keisha's not a goddamn victim. She's not a victim. No,
I'm not saying she's a victim.
But we can't use Keisha as a representative for the plight that black women go through is all I'm saying. She's not a fucking victim. So, hold on. Really quick. So Keisha is, so in my little research, Keisha is supposed to be what's called a gun moll, M-O-L-L, which is slang from the 1900s for the female companion, girlfriend, or mistress of a male professional, criminal, or mob leader. Some gun malls were themselves gangsters, and they were accomplices in criminal activities. Keisha was about that life, and she was a dum-dum, and that's really it.
Of course. But don't you think it particular, the first person in the gang in the entire film to die was the only woman in the group? When we take a look at certain things like Black Panther, and we see how Killmonger was running around with his own mob, and when shit hit the fan, again, she was the first person in that crew to die. He killed her himself. I think it's a little flippant to say, whether you think she's a victim, which I never called her a victim, but to say that there isn't something there, I disagree. And we don't have to glorify her. We don't have to mourn her. We don't have to call her a victim. We don't have to
I'm
say
mourning
that
her.
She's a representation of
absolutely
black women's struggle in this. But I do think that, 1 + 1 is 2. And I can see it right
Maybe
there.
he just...
literally the only black woman in the game. None of them died. None of them died in that shootout. Nobody else got killed in that shootout from their crew except for her. And that could be a commentary in itself. How ride or die women can be sometimes for their freaking thug ass boyfriends and the whole group. And they're the first to get killed. They suffer before anybody else suffers. And I stand on that. Not taking it back.
You could have a commentary about the plight of black women in general, even though, she doesn't deserve the, feeling bad because she's a victim, but she still definitely is in a male-dominated, world and holding her own. Dumbly, she ran out, and, again, I think it was someone, I think either Trendell said it or Amari, one of you said it, that I think it was just somebody had to die and they picked her, but it turns to why her? It could have been anybody. It could have been Dutta Man or the accountant dude, I don't know his name. It could have been, it could have been the girlfriend who was mad. It could have been her, but, why her? Why the dark-skinned woman had to die first? But either way.
That's all I'm saying.
That's fine. That's fine. I can bite. I can bite.
I do think we all agree that Keisha shouldn't have died. Keisha was
should not.
I think you like Keisha because
rock baby.
I mean, everything is so good.
She said, what's the other thing she said? Set the fuck off, Gigantor. We missed that one. Oh my gosh. Listen, Keisha.
Oh, she said, what she said? She said, she called somebody Pipe Boy Roy.
Oh, I missed
died.
that one.
I missed that one.
It's like Pipe Boy Roy over here. I was like,
oh my god, Keisha.
I never heard of Pipe Boy Roy.
Oh my god.
Like,
R.I.P. Keisha.
Next person I see on crack, I'd be like, hey, Pipe Boy Roy. Of course, I don't know anybody on crack, but if I do run into them, Pipe Boy Roy.
So after the wedding scene and Nino's girlfriend Selena is pissed off and mortified at how terrible Nino is. I guess she just realized he's the worst.
My boy said, cancel that bitch. I'll get a new one.
Oh, he did say that.
Oh, pour the drink on her?
Yeah.
He said, cancel this bitch. I'll buy another one. I was like, oh.
It was very disrespectful. What we did kind of miss is that during this time, Scotty and Peretti have infiltrated CMB, right? And Scotty's undercover at this point in time. While this wedding,
which is why was this not first?
Listen,
yeah.
Why was this not why Pookie?
Yeah.
Like, he's already been undercover. He's done that work. Why was this not the first thing they tried?
I think because they suck.
They wanted him now.
After that happened, though, there's a retaliatory hit out on the Italians. So why couldn't Scotty use that to arrest Nino Brown? Obviously, he orchestrated that hit. Like, this is where the movie keeps falling apart with the whole crime police aspect of it, because they fucking suck. Like, Nino Brown just sent hitters out to kill these guys. Like, there are a bunch of dead Italians on the street.
What's your evidence?
You said what?
What's your evidence? They were on the back of bikes with masks on. And
No.
this is stuff that they're saying today. If you look up the amount of violence that's happening, and the police will tell you. If you watch Unsolved Mysteries,
you're
for
right.
Instance,
You're right. But Scotty's actually inside the fucking organization, so he knows.
Yeah. So even before they actually retaliated against the Italians, literally Scotty witnessed with his eyes them shooting back at the Italians. Like, there's enough evidence there at the
illegal
wedding
guns
to arrest everybody. And then you start doing investigations on the further stuff to grab the other stuff, the drugs or whatever. But that's how they got, what's his name? The one gangster, Al Capone, right? They got him on tax evasion. And from tax evasion, they got all the other shit. So you get them from everything else. You start there. But there was none of that. They
prefer to build, and they'll sit and wait. And then there's a bunch of other
departments
that don't operate. Are they getting him? Because, just to correct me, Pookie was there for the drugs. Yeah, right? Sorry, Scotty. Scotty was there for the drugs. That's not the same as, like,
murder?
Homicide. It's not.
No,
it's not. They're actually
what do you mean by it's different?
And they'll run operations for trafficking, RICO, drugs, and they have different organizations.
So my thing is, in reality, this would be a RICO case. It wouldn't just be a drug case. Scotty's not fucking DEA. He's a police officer. He's a police detective. You understand what I'm saying?
For sure.
So if he was DEA and he's well, all we really care about is drugs. Okay, that sucks, but okay, he's just a police detective. Like, dog, arrest this man and then stick him with all the other shit. They can build a case off of everything else. I don't know. Nino Brown should have been off the streets a long fucking time ago. Hey,
a long time ago.
The way
but all I'm saying is, in real life, there's too many real cases that actually happens just like this. It's not something that's specific to this film. Like, this is bad writing. No, this is bad policing, and this is how it actually works in real life, where shit like this has happened. You watch Unsolved Mysteries and be like, this is not an unsolved mystery.
If
We
you
know
say
who did it.
unsolved
We know
mystery
what
one more
happened.
time, I swear to God.
We let this happen. I'm just saying.
No, I'm just messing
Okay,
with you.
I had to finish my thought. But it's like, it's these things that, like, you look at it and you know this is the guy who did it. We saw it. They'll be like, yeah, so we know he did this, that, and the third, but we didn't have the evidence of jurisdiction. It's a bunch of bullshit that in real life outside of this film.
I think we understand that.
This is exactly
I think
how it
our
was.
argument is they have the evidence. That's all we're like. They
I
have
don't know.
evidence.
I mean, the way I rationalize it is that it's just such a Wild West time. There's so much crime.
Yeah, that too.
You
That
know,
too.
we just can't even get it together because
Yeah.
we're focused on. Well, the movie focuses on Nino's like empire.
I think, and I agree with my sticking point is that if the police was on the outside looking in trying to figure shit out, I get that. Scotty had already infiltrated the organization. that's
That is
why
true.
I'm like, guys, they have an inside man. You telling me Scotty has no tangible evidence to lock this guy? I don't know.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
But I just rationalize it in my little mind, like, oh well, it's too much.
I hear
going
it.
on,
No, and you're right.
get that together.
So, after all that happens, Scotty and them, the police, they want to escalate. Now they're like, we have to get this guy off the streets. Ignore all the other crimes or all the other things that we have to arrest him on. We have to do an undercover drug bust and make this shit happen today. So that's about to happen. And Scotty, they agreed to meet in some warehouse thing or something. And Scotty comes with a briefcase. And for some reason, Nino has all his guys and their guns on him. And Scotty says, I thought we were friends. I said, shit, I thought you were friends too, because why are they all like being all suspicious of Scotty all of a sudden? It was kind of random. And Akbar realizes, oh shit, that he's a cop. He's 5-0. Shit escalates. We have a big shootout. This is the big final set piece of the movie with the shootout. One thing that just got me, so the police move in, to try and catch everyone, and Peretti, Scotty's partner, Peretti comes in. He gets out the car, rolls, grabs the fucking drugs, and then goes back in the car, right? And he's wearing grease paint, and I'm like, why does he have grease paint on his face? You were sitting in a car. You weren't hiding in the shadows or in the bushes. You were sitting in a car, dude. Like, why did you have to fucking go all Rambo? That was so weird. Nino Brown demonstrates a bunch of assassin skills while he's escaping. Yeah, he has two very impressive.
How the hell did he hang upside down?
Yeah,
and touch my throat?
Two very impressive kills.
When did he have time for that?
He was very impressive. Okay.
He said that's where I was the whole film. While y'all want to see me up here acting, I was preparing to kill bitches, stealing cop outfits and playing games
and everything. This idiot walks by, he sees an obvious pool of blood, and he says, "I need to touch this obvious pool of blood
Let me
to
touch
see that it's obviously
Make sure
blood."
it's
Like,
blood.
come on, dude. Like, craziness is going on, and then the Dutta Man, which we have not spoken about at all.
We have not.
He and Peretti is in this big fight. And then he's like, they tangle up, and Scotty goes to help Peretti out. He shoots the Dutta Man 5 times in the back, and then he falls from a height of about 20 feet, 30 feet.
30 feet.
Yeah.
Falls down, gets back up, and tries to kill Scotty. I'm sorry. What is going on in Nino's organization? Well, no, I guess not Nino's, because... No, so Scotty was the other super soldier. So I guess the Dutta Man was their super soldier, because he needed 5 more bullets from fucking Peretti, who should have been out of ammo, for him to die. So that's the scene, guys.
He had another clip. Clip.
Sure, he reloaded off screen. Tell me what you guys felt about that whole set piece.
Ooh.
I mean, like you... Oh, I guess I'll start. Because I'm talking. That's right. Anyway, no, I thought that the movie, I thought during this part, everything is just pretty much falling apart at this point. So I think things are just, there is no rules anymore at this point. There's just like action and like, all right, we need to get to the end. But also they kind of already established just that the rules don't matter with like all the horrible policing, police plans. When Peretti and Scotty decided to agree to work together, Peretti just started shooting a happy face into a random wall.
Yes.
I was like, I assume he just killed somebody in the next door because he just started firing into a random wall, a happy face. I was like, all right, we're crazy. But I think that it was kind of weird because, you know, they were just kind of doing the whole we're BFFs, you saved my life or whatever, even though, and something we also skipped, I thought it was kind of weird that Scotty had zero reaction to the very obvious admission that Nino just told him that he killed his mother.
Yeah, I was saving up for the end, but yeah.
And he just was like, oh, well, it was just business, right?
No, he did have a reaction. He had a reaction.
No.
He flinched.
He did have a reaction.
But he wanted to stay in the thing, I think.
I didn't see.
He was under
Okay, hold on.
I understand
so you guys
that. I didn't see a reaction.
Are you saying that Nino Brown knew?
I saw maybe a little.
Are you saying that Scotty knew before that conversation that Nino killed his mom?
No,
we're saying that when he found out that he killed his mom, he had a reaction.
It was very small,
but he choked it down. Because Trendell and I talked about it in a moment.
Okay.
And Trendell mentioned it like, you see that? Like, yeah.
Huh.
Well, we felt like we saw something.
Okay.
I could see a tinge of I understand, realization, like, oh shit, you're the one. But to hear that to a man that you're alone with on a rooftop right now, no one else is around, and you've been threatening to kill this man all day.
He was trying to do this the right way. I was trying to bring him in.
I don't know about that.
I'm trying to bring him in.
Protocol.
This ain't a murder
Even though they already said
this man was shooting at the Italians. He actively shot back. When they were
ignored
killing,
that
like,
too. No, he could have just hit and just not fired his gun.
You cannot do that. Well, you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to engage in illegal activities, even as an undercover cop, right?
But his gun was sanctioned.
What?
So if they were shooting at him, they shot at a cop. That's a crime. So he was shooting back.
That is not how that works. Either way.
I mean, you have to maintain your cover.
Anyway, I just thought that there'd be more of a reaction with, you know, because he'd been mentioning it for a while. He blamed Pookie like, oh, it's my mother's death. It's on you. But he's been blaming people
which was
for a while. So it's just like he finally is face to face with the person that killed his mother. I don't know if he knew that before. I assume he didn't. And it bringing it. I don't know how his initial reaction wasn't to kill this man at that point. But either way, he skipped it. But yeah, so we just kind of getting back to the warehouse. It didn't make sense that they were all like ganged up. It should have been just based on how friendly they were. It should have been him and maybe G Money, maybe Dada Man, as you know, just his backup, just to do the thing. I don't even know why they were doing it in a warehouse. Why they didn't do it at the club or the house? It was it just didn't make sense. Except where we want a big shootout to the end, which okay, fine. You know, it's guns, it's crime, fine, whatever. And then we already alluded to Wesley Snipes, just you know, super soldier,
ninja skills,
ninja skills that came out of nowhere. They still didn't catch him. Still, I don't know what is going on with this man until the end, but you know, I thought it was good. Though.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. It was fun.
Yeah,
it was fun.
Agree.
Yeah. I'll go. I think, like, okay, so one of the things you mentioned was like, what the fuck were they so dirty? There was like two other scenes before, and Trendell and I were like, are they covered in soot? Like, where are y'all? Who are you hiding from? Why are you greasy, bitch? This doesn't make sense.
It was weird.
For one. Two, being in a warehouse, I mean, that made sense to me because, like, if I'm going to do a big drug drop and stuff like that, I'm not going to do it at my property. Yeah, you lose home court advantage, but at the same time, this ain't my building. I just walked into this warehouse and I found these drugs.
I think...
But it was a briefcase. It wasn't like loads and loads of drugs.
Yeah, for sure. But it
was like
I didn't think it was that big of a deal that it was like, why aren't you doing this at your place? I would not have done this.
It's not specifically about the at your place thing. It's just I thought it would have been more casual because they were all friending up. I mean, I know he delivers We can't forget this line he delivers, it's not personal, it's business, right?
Mm.
I understand
Yeah.
that, but it seemed like overkill for somebody that you brought in and you were befriending, and at this point in time, we were led to believe that Scotty had earned his trust. You know what I'm saying?
But that's, I mean, and I think the whole point of some of the things we were looking at is that, like, Nino don't trust people.
True.
Yeah.
And I for one didn't find any of that strange because you still the new bitch,
Exactly.
like you just got here. In the grand scheme of the lifeline of me running drugs, who are you, friend? Like, you helped in the shootout at the damn wedding, but it was shooting at you too, bitch. Did you want to die? I don't think so. So no, everybody got these guns on your fucking back. Pull out the briefcase, bitch. Like, that made complete sense to me. Like, we're not braiding hairs. And even if you were my best friend, I fuck my best friend's bitch. You think I care about you?
I mean, it did happen.
I'm just saying. It wasn't that big of a stretch. It wasn't that big of a stretch as what was going on.
You made your point. Goddamn.
Yeah. No, I actually had that point that I thought that so as much as how he wasn't trusting, he brought Scotty in way too fast. It's like all of a sudden he was
inconsistent.
Like right-hand man.
Yeah.
And I was like, that didn't make any sense.
Well, the first thing that helped is when the old man attacked him, he got the old man out of there and he pulled the gun. That. So it was like these little things that were getting Scotty favor that he could like overlook some of his own judgments.
But to be right-hand man was kind of pushing it.
Yeah.
Because there were some scenes where it was just Scotty and Nino. Like, not even G Money was there. So it was like, okay, so G Money has been pushed out already?
Yeah.
But
no, I think he was trying to circumvent because he could understand what was going on, and I think he saw the writing on the wall with G Money, and he was at the same time trying to vet Scotty while possibly replacing G-Money.
He was over there sucking in that glass dick.
Correct. No? I was waiting.
Let me tell you, this reminded me of American Dad. You must be sucking the glass cock.
Listen.
What?
I was waiting for somebody to say it.
But you know,
G-Money was sucking the glass dick.
Oh, shit.
The entire film.
The entire
film.
Okay, so now we have that amazing rooftop scene between Nino Brown and G Money, and so finally, because I know, well, it's kind of seemed, Joe, you were a little critical of G Money, of Alan Payne, but he did his thing in this scene. I mean, it's easy when you're acting opposite of Wesley Snipes, but that scene, I mean, it's been memeified, meme to death and everything. But it was a great scene. I don't really have a lot on it, and then the call back to the "Am I my brother's keeper?" and "Yes, I am." Like that whole speech that when Scotty was talking about how everything is mine, and he started talking about Nino Brown's selfishness, and you take everything is yours, and we're supposed to be equals, and that wasn't the case. He's like, I helped you build this. You didn't just do it yourself. He brought him the crack. He brought him the business plan.
That's true.
Nino Brown executed it, right? But Nino Brown always held himself above him. And Joe, this goes back to what you were saying earlier in the pod about how G Money, really wanted that acceptance from Nino Brown, and probably was trying to be him, or trying to be on that level. And he knew deep down, not only one, he was not on that level. Nino Brown did not see him on that level at all. Just by the way he treated him, especially when push came to shove. But that was a great scene. It was great.
Yeah. Absolutely. And again, my thing isn't with Mr. Payne's acting or who he was. Actually, I think, as we discussed it too, he probably was the third best performance for me, or my third favorite, because it showed the evolution of the character.
True.
I think who G Money was in the beginning was just a different kid, and then by the end of it, he was a different person. Yeah. But and Alan Payne did a very good job of like showing that growth and that evolution, and then that breakdown. I was very sad when he got on the drugs.
I was surprised.
Damn.
I was surprised.
I think if this was done as a TV series or something.
Hey, man, there is. It's called The Wire.
The Wire. I knew he was going to
Come on now. Come on now. Whew. This was given Wire, and then obviously Snowfall, because Snowfall was directly dealing with the crack epidemic beginning in the black community. But yeah, I kept thinking about the Wire throughout this whole movie, and I was like, I can see the inspiration for the Wire here, and just how the Wire took this story and just blew it out of the water. So after that, everything's falling apart. CMB is to the wind. Many of the members are dead, and Nino Brown, as he states to G Money, he is on the run. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what on the run looks like for y'all, but it's sure as shit not sitting in my apartment with my girl watching Scarface. Like, what the fuck was that?
Exactly.
That's being on the run? They crash his apartment, Nino Brown's apartment, and he gets arrested, right? And there's a fight between Scotty and Nino Brown. And finally, Ice-T does some shit. That's like, God damn, this is good.
The Poppy show that was the fight between those two in broad daylight.
Listen, Ice-T delivers two cold fucking lines. He says, "This ain't business, bitch. This is personal." And then he follows it up with, "I want to shoot you so bad, my dick is hard." Listen to me.
Wait, what?
Are you serious? You guys missed that? Listen, Ice-T, I was like, this is why you're here, buddy, for these two fucking lines at the end of the movie. Yeah, hey, that shit was amazing. I was like, all right, dude.
Wow.
Listen, I thought it was great.
When he had his gun trained on, like Nino was about to shoot him, and Peretti was like, "Hey, what did he say? He's not worth it, or don't throw your life away for him, or something like that." Right before that, he said the line, "I want to shoot you so hard, I want to shoot you so bad, my dick is hard." Which again,
it's a very good.
It didn't redeem him, but
and his face, like you could see, just like he really wanted to do it. Like that scene alone is not the only, but that's the best scene that Ice did in the whole movie, and it's miles above anything else he did before. It was really, really good.
I agree. I feel like he did a lot of standing, a lot of smizing, a lot of like, he was almost like posing,
smizing like Tyra.
Yeah, like when he kidnapped Pookie, like he was kind of like just like standing there and posing, like he wasn't really emoting or anything. He was just like, it's like okay. So
when they dragged his ass away, it was like,
Mama said there'd be days like this.
Yeah.
So, very much that.
So, did anyone peep when Peretti went to take Scotty's gun and stop him from shooting it? Every other movie or anything else I've seen, usually they come and they bring the gun down towards the ground.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna shoot himself. I thought he was gonna accidentally shoot himself in the face.
Yes,
I thought he was gonna shoot him in the face.
I was so scared. I was like, this would just be so fucking funny.
It'd be hilarious. That's what I said. It'd be funny.
This is not.
For those of you that haven't seen the
proper
movie,
gun safety.
Peretti comes in to stop Scotty from, and we've all seen this a million times in any police show or movie where they come and they lower they say, hey, you don't want to risk it all, right? Peretti comes in from behind him, puts his hand on the gun and brings it up towards their faces and say, you don't want to do this. They both could have died. That was so irresponsible.
Immediately.
I assumed it was going to be an accidental discharge and shoot him in the face. God. Which would have been funny.
Yeah.
But it didn't happen.
Oh my gosh.
But that was horrible gun safety.
The worst.
I don't know if he's a real cop or not, but it didn't look
so.
And I want to make sure, before we move on, this, which we alluded to at the beginning, is the second point where that motherfucker jumped off.
Yes, thank you.
Oh,
yeah. Thank you for letting me miss it. No, hold on.
Like he was Peter Parker.
When they asked the kids, where is Nino? Where is Nino's apartment? He said it's on the 6th fucking floor. Scotty jumped from the 6th floor down to the goddamn street.
Ooh.
What?
Yeah.
That is true. Did they go down one?
They were fighting down the fire escape.
Even 5 floors.
Even if still 5th floor.
It was at least 5.
Crazy.
Yeah.
A New York high rise, like, what the hell? Oh my, Scotty just jumps down.
On his feet.
Oh.
He landed on his feet.
Yeah.
It was the rage. The rage that fueled him and shielded his body.
Honestly, And I could buy
Oh
it.
my
rage.
gosh.
But no,
Adrenaline.
that shit was crazy. That shit was crazy. But his acting really did get really good in that specific
Yeah.
window, which we didn't touch on because after Pookie is killed, we had one of the worst lines
Ooh.
delivered in one of the most just like cringe
Oh, shit.
moments where he's on the roof talking with Peretti about why it's his fault, and he was like, "I killed Pookie, man," and it was
Yeah,
like,
it was dumb. It was dumb.
"Girl, what?"
I skipped over.
And then Peretti was like, "No, I
I'm
killed
like,
Pookie."
goodness.
And I
It
was
was
like,
worse.
"Girl."
Someone else should have
Get
come
off
up like,
my
no,
fucking
I killed
Exactly.
Pookie.
And
Like,
I am
fuck
Spartacus.
I was like, Peretti,
the fucking captain would have showed up. No, it was
you
me.
and Pookie never
Like,
even spoke Peretti. Like, what are you talking about? Get the fuck out of here. This is not your thing. That was
How you
weird.
think?
You're right. Oh my gosh.
No, that whole roof scene between him and Peretti was they could have
Oh
cut
my
that 'cause
God.
it was
Yeah.
just
That
it didn't show
shit
any
had
depth.
me-
It
I'm
was
gonna
just
make
there.
I killed Pookie
I
shirt
was
because that's
beside
hilarious.
myself.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Craziness.
It was
But then he
bad.
redeemed himself in that final
Mhm.
moment. That I was like, okay, this is why they
I
paid you.
guess. Yeah.
You're really
I
selling
guess.
it in that like fight.
Yeah.
scene. It was good.
guess.
But
Yeah. Even the you
Yeah.
kill my mother reveal was kind of like, I was like, we didn't need this. I mean, I guess I don't know. Whatever. It happened. So
yeah, he wanted Jill to know that I didn't know, and I was very
Yeah.
mad. But I was trying to do my
Yeah.
job. But now he done pissed
Right.
me off,
I don't know.
and I'm gonna kill him on this side.
No, okay. So
I knew he
the
knew.
reason.
I'm just saying. I think he
So
underreacted.
the thing.
That's it.
So when I said we didn't need it, I meant like that whole. It's not even really a twist, but that whole revelation to me was
Mhm.
unnecessary because I mean
Mhm.
Scotty already had a hard on for Nino the whole time. Because according to
Yeah.
this, how we're playing it, there's two ways I guess to look at this. One, Scotty always knew that Nino Brown killed his mom, and that's why he wanted to get him.
Mhm.
Or, which is what I thought the movie was saying, was that Scotty wanted to get Nino Brown because of that same the same energy that old man was bringing about you being a traitor to your own kind, to black people. You're peddling this garbage and killing people. So to me, that was a strong enough motivation for Scotty wanting to kill Nino Brown. So to add this whole "and you killed my mother"
understand what
thing,
you're
I'm
saying.
like,
Yeah.
okay, all right. I don't know.
Because then it makes it less just in
Yeah.
like the
No, it's a
saving
selfish-
the community to like
Yeah,
very
so
personal.
I don't know. I didn't think that was needed,
Yeah.
but whatever. So let's
I understand.
let's wrap it up
Yeah,
to the end. We're here in the court scene, and for some reason, neither any of the attorneys, Scotty's union rep, no one told this mother skunt that he could not go in to testify with a fucking hat and sunglasses on. What is happening
Right.
here?
Right.
I mean, they told him on the
Yeah.
stand.
They
They're
let
like,
him
take that
get
hat
all
off.
the way to the stand and then said, "Remove your hat and sunglasses." That was crazy.
Right.
So, we have Nino Brown. He gets to testify, which you would never let this man testify in a real life court situation. However, he had some very interesting. He had to testify for the movie for you to get the whole like. You know, he says that you are all the people that are guilty here, not me.
Yeah.
You know, like
Yeah.
where the Uzi's coming from. You know, he talked about the poppy that's used in heroin, right? Like he talked about all these things
Yeah.
that
The poppy
how the community is failing. Not the community, the government, and they're failing the community, and you guys aren't doing shit about it. But you guys want to come at me because I'm an easy target. Homegirl completely disregards it and says, "Well, we are not on trial." So she kind of like shits on his argument, and she's right. It's not going to help you get lesser time.
Correct.
What apparently would work is him striking a fucking deal in the middle of trial, just in open court like that.
which is
Yeah.
crazy.
Impossible.
You don't
No.
do that.
Impossible.
You never
No.
do that. You'd work all that shit out
Impossible.
before.
Yeah.
This
Chambers,
is a
at
this a
least.
crazy mistrial, and then whoever else he called out would also probably be mistrial because it's like, okay, we
And
can't
why
do
was
this. Like,
why
I
was
don't know.
Akbar
Yeah.
even at the fucking courtroom?
I don't
That's what I said. Why the
know.
fuck
That's
are you
what
there?
I
Why
was
don't you pack the
thinking.
hell
Should've
up
gone.
and leave?
And
Go.
Akbar,
Oh.
he keeps
Yeah,
getting all
they
these
didn't even look at you
strays.
right now.
Akbar got stabbed. He getting blamed as the kingpin. Like, damn, Akbar. And I know this is like the beige brigade, but get
Akbar
your ass
sucked.
out of here.
So, yeah. So the
But wait.
go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was going to end the movie, so go ahead.
Oh. Okay, wait, before we go into it, I do want to say something that, though, yes, I'm surprised the prosecutor let him talk like that instead of, hey, object or whatever the hell they could do to stop him from talking or disregard the judge even saying disregard the witness's last statement, whatever they say, because I'm not a lawyer, but whatever. I did like he made some strong, again, and it tied into his charisma and who he was, and even though you're not supposed to like him, you were kind of like,
he's not wrong.
That's
he's
true.
Not
you kind of have to, especially as a black man, and I don't want to speak for the three of you, but especially as a black man in the 80s with this pandemic happening, you have to kind of be, rock with the hand you're dealt, and that's what he did. And yes, unfortunately, it also brought down his own community, but and someone else said this earlier, it elevated him and his family and the folks around him. Because it wasn't just him that went up; it was several other people. He was doing, in a very roundabout, very wrong way, some good for the community. I thought that it showed again how a lack of opportunity really drives some people to really go to these kind of dark roads, because what Nino did was literally build a Fortune 500 company, which is crazy by himself. He had supply, he has distribution, he has accounting, he has because it was so his method of selling crack was so damn convoluted, but also like with the whole you have to show a card, you have to show another card, then you go into a room and then someone else slides the drugs into your hand, and then you could either go home or you could stay in the in the Carter to do your drugs or whatever. It's so convoluted to do drugs, but also that was a Fortune 500 company. That's exactly what they do. So, he made the comment, I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth. I didn't have the opportunities you did. But you have to imagine, like, if he did, that man could have been the CEO or president of,
something.
For sure. But I'm going to just throw kind of big Fortune 500 company. He had the mind for it, but he was just stuck into, like, drug. He's like, all I got is drug lord, so I'm going to be the best drug lord I can be, which is
because
what
that does take
amazing
intelligence, discipline, savviness, like what you're saying, like a lot of the skills that to just run a real company would do. But that man is a CEO. That was CEO right there of some Fortune 500 company. Like, he had it, but he didn't have the opportunity, or if he did, whatever. I don't know. I didn't follow his life, but is based on his own comments, he didn't have the opportunity, so we'll just rock with that. When this concludes, Nino he's on cloud 9. He's not even worried about that 12 months he's got to do, and he's walking out smiling, and old man comes back and says, idolater, your soul is required in hell.
Oh,
She's Nina Brown dead, and that's it. That's all she wrote.
Ooh,
my favorite line of the movie.
The way he flipped over that banister and landed with his leg twisted up with his hand over his head like a white girl in the dance club.
Oh,
it was phenomenal.
What?
Oh! It was artistic.
He did.
That was crazy.
God.
So
go back and watch it.
That was New Jack City, guys. Let's
City.
go ahead and let's rate this thing. All right. For any newcomers, we have 5 categories that we rate from a scale of 1 to 10, and then we compile those to give our final score. The 5 categories are plot and writing, acting and casting, production, cinematography and visuals, music and sound, and cultural impact. So starting with plot and writing, Jay, what did you give this thing?
I'm trying to think about it.
Oh.
Because I feel like I want to change my answer, but I don't know. Go ahead. You guys go first.
Relly, what do you have for plot and writing?
I give it an 8.
An
honestly.
8?
I did.
Wow. Okay.
And honestly, I didn't number it till we actually started recording today.
No, that happens
because
often.
I was like, maybe through speaking about it, because we watched it last night and we did not talk much.
Yeah. We watched it, went to bed.
So it's like, let me see how I really feel. But I think overall, it made sense. There are some plot holes in certain things, but I didn't find them to be as glaring. And I felt like even the certain things that y'all didn't really agree with, I spent most of this podcast defending. So I was like, well, I guess I could give it a higher score because, drugs,
What?
The violence.
Okay.
You know, drugs.
All right.
That's
The
it. That's all I
violence,
need.
the action, the whole struggle of it all. It's a story that makes sense. I don't think anything was so just like unbelievable.
Mhm.
But yeah, I give it an 8.
Okay.
I give it an 8.
Delly, what did you got?
So I gave it a 7 because the plot or the writing, as far as the pacing, that's a bit of a mess. But the dialogue, they wrote some good lines here, and I mean, there's a lot of commentary there. I feel like they do a really good job of like setting the scene from the jump. Here we are. Here's the city. We're dropping bitches. We're in it. And I think they did a good job with that, and they do a decent job with like the arcs. So a 7.
Jill, you ready?
Yes.
What'd you do?
Okay, so the reason I had to think about it, I had to see if I was being like too fun with this, I guess, because I was like all 10s, so I had to reassess.
Okay.
I had to reassess. So I feel better now. So I'm back at 8. I'm following Jarrell right now. I agree there was a little bit of some plot points that were missed, and definitely certain things that make sense. Like Pookie shouldn't have been there in the first place. I mean, but he did. But I'm glad he did because he brought the movie. He did really well with the movie, or Chris Rock did really well with the movie. But Pookie shouldn't have existed at all. It should have just been, it should have been a story of Ice-T infiltrating, and then that's it. But that's fine. But yeah, I give it an 8 right now.
Okay, cool. I gave it a 6. We talked a lot about the plot issues and just things that just didn't make any sense. But I think I'm gonna up my score to a 7 because the writing is not terrible as far as like what the story is about, and so I will raise my score. So I'm changing it to a 7. I did have a 6 at first. All right, acting and casting.
Yeah, I gave that a 5. I feel like the cast was a lot of people, and not many of them gave stellar performances. Chris Rock had a very impactful scene. Ice-T had a good moment at the very end, but he had a lot of lines, and it was very wooden, and it was very just like, I laughed. The Pookie line made me laugh, and that was, it wasn't supposed to be funny. Alan Payne did a great job. I think Keisha was one of my favorites, but was her delivery and everything really amazing? No, but it was refreshing to have somebody like her, especially when it's like an overall kind of bleak and tragic, sad film. So, split the baby, give it a 5.
Okay. Trindell, what you got?
Splitting the baby is crazy, first of all. But I gave it
It's in the Bible, guys.
I gave the acting and casting an 8.
Okay.
And I think I'm definitely letting the stronger people kind of bring the score up. Though, yeah, that kind of did that for me. Wesley Snipes is up there. Chris Rock, we talked about, is up there. I mean, the old man also up there. Yeah. And Mario Van Peebles Stone, he wasn't bad.
He's all right. Yeah.
It was all right. And G Money, Alan Payne, So that kind of raised the score for me. It was great to see all these actors being so young and full of energy. Because, young. Shout out to Pookie. When he looks down at the belt, Scotty, help me, I'm gonna die. I'm like, oh God,
actually,
that was funny. I'm like, what the fuck?
Jill, what's your score?
Okay, so I have a 7, and it's mainly almost all exclusively because Ice-T sucks, and that's all I got. And Ice-T horrible, but everybody else great.
I'll make it easy. I also have a 7 for the same reason. He brings the score down because everybody that mattered was great. And even Keisha, it's like she was Bugs Bunny. It was crazy, but I enjoyed what she was doing. But it was just too jarring, some of the stuff, and just Ice-T just should have just did better. Production, visual cinematography. What do we have for that?
I give it a 7. There were certain things. It's a mix between like, this isn't revolutionary at first, and then there were certain things that I did find very cool. Even talking to you, Jill, about like the opener scene, was how it did that thing with the news. That's something I love in movies, right? Where they either do like a radio broadcast over the intro and like aerial shots, or they'll have like newspaper clippings. And this is probably the oldest movie I've seen that actually did that. and I wasn't really appreciating it. So I love those elements. I think there were certain shots that were weird, like the wedding with like the cake topper. It was so stylistic and beautiful, but it also made me very uneasy. I want to assume they did that on purpose, but I also felt like I kept looking at you and I was like, what is going on with this cake? Something is about to happen. And I like sat up and I kept looking at him like, what is going? It goes running around, and I want to say they did a lot of that on purpose. The shootouts were crazy, gratuitous, maybe, but like blowing up the Carter. That's what the punishment were called, right?
Yeah.
When they blew it up and set that shit on fire, that was literal pandemonium and a courtyard, and it was kind of all over the place, but I do think it was successful. I give it a 7.
So I agree with a lot of things. I said an 8 for that. I think that it was appropriate for like the 90s style, but it was dark and kind of gritty, and I like that. I think they did a good job. I think there's some over editing that kind of took away from the story here and there, but they did decent enough. So I give it an 8.
So I gave it an 8. I like the feel of it. A lot of it looks like like old music videos,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yes.
I can get behind that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to the club scenes.
Yeah.
They were
Club
dancing
scene was
hard as
fire.
hell.
I love the club scenes. Yeah.
So good. Yeah, it was a good time. And then there's a that great shot when Pookie finally gives back into the crack rock, and it's like that zoom that does in and out at the same time. Very good.
Mm-hmm.
There's a slow motion thing that happens with Wesley and Ice-T when they like their club scene or something like that, and they kind of like seeing each other for the first time. Crack kills on the basketball court. It's just a lot of little like shots like that. They're like, I like this.
Yeah.
I can get with
Nice.
it.
I like it.
I gave it a 7. Just a strong high 7 for me. Like it's I thought it was good. It was nice. There's some weird stuff, some funky stuff, some stuff because of the times, I guess, but it overall, like, it wasn't bad. It was good. I gave it a 7 for the visuals. Music and sound.
I give it a 10. I feel like giving it less than a 10 would be wild. I think it opens up with an original song with Queen Latifah. And then, like, throughout the entire film, the Doo-Wop Boys shootout scene montage was ridiculous when they were, like, taking over the building. And it was, like, the 4-part quartet.
Yep.
And it obviously, the movie was built on music, too. And I think because it was addressing Black culture, and to not have like a specific soundtrack would have been they would have missed the mark. And I think it was successful. And even just what you were telling us at the beginning, I know you're going to cut that part where like someone said something that was completely wrong. So that won't be in it. But
some people do say
very
things that are completely
educational.
wrong.
They do it every day.
But I give it a 10. I did. I thought it was really good.
Nice. Delly, what'd you give it?
I also gave it a 10 for a lot of those reasons.
Nice.
You got original music. It does speak to the Black story, which is woven with music. It's a thing that we've always had. And yeah, they do a really good job of like kind of letting the music tell you a part of the story as well. Whether you're in the club or it's the quartet on the street or just establishing shots. So a 10.
Nice. Jill?
Yeah, I thought the quartet throughout the movie had served two purposes. One, it was a really good, nice little song, but also you could see how I think even though it was like maybe a 4-part harmony, they had like 6 or 7 dudes sitting around there, and then all of a sudden towards the end of the movie they had like 2 or 3 or something. So it just kind of showed how the epidemic, either they're in jail or dead or on drugs, so they weren't singing anymore. So I thought that proved a nice point there. But yes, I gave it an 8, actually.
Oh,
I give it an 8. It's a strong 8. It's a strong 8. It's a strong 8. It's a strong 8.
I pre-populated 10s for all of y'all. My bad.
It's a strong 8.
Okay. So why not a 10? Why not a 10?
There wasn't a scene except for the doo-wop boys singing where the music was tied to like something emotional for me. So, or something that brought about like a thought. Like the music was good and it was Black music and it was original and awesome. All those things are great, but there wasn't a scene that I could think of, and you guys can correct me if that was like super tied to anything that was like, okay, that song at that point made it, it elevated it. It was just a really good soundtrack to a really good movie. So that's why I gave it an 8.
Okay.
But nothing's wrong with it.
Yeah.
Solid 8.
I got you. I also
100%.
I gave it a 10.
Oh, so you got a lot of movies.
Same reasons a lot of you already mentioned, like the original music, the musicians that were involved in the movie as well. That was Keith Sweat who was singing for the wedding.
The wedding. Yeah.
The club scene was great. Even Flavor Flav was in the movie. Which
Flavor
was
Flav, yeah.
But it just made me be like, damn, I need to just listen to this music more. I just I thought it was amazing. Last category, cultural impact.
10.
All of us 10s. I gave it 10 as well. Listen.
It's insane.
Yeah.
How
It's
much references
huge.
are in this fucking film.
Yeah, it's huge.
From talking about like the memes of it all, if we talk about modern, history, the fact that this is church in the black community, and then even the impact and influence they had with the New Jack Swing era of music, like culturally speaking, this movie is very impactful. Y'all know Cash Money Record,
Exactly.
Lil Wayne, yeah. So he named that label was named after Cash Money Brothers from this movie. Like it was inspired by that, and
Which I
Lil
didn't
Wayne,
know until last night.
yeah. So Lil Wayne, as we all know, is one of the most influential hip hop artists out there, right? So yeah, it has to be 10s for this movie.
I think not only music, but like you even kind of, I think a couple of you been saying it all throughout the podcast, talking about The Wire, Menace to Society,
Yep. Yes.
Snowfall a little bit, I think. So it kind of flowed. It kind of was like the start of this urban crime documentary, shine light onto the black community and what's going on in drugs and drug kingpins and all that stuff, and just kind of been flowing ever since. So
And
yeah, definitely a 10.
Yeah.
just to put a bow on this, the ending epilogue message I meant to read, it does say, although this is a fictional story, there are Nino Browns in every major city in America. If we don't confront the problem realistically without empty promises and slogans, then drugs will continue to destroy our country.
Wow.
So that's what this movie was about, all in all. And it's interesting that the message didn't even restrict itself to the black community, and it says it will destroy our country, right?
Yeah.
Because however you want to look at it, like if the black community is in shambles, the country can't be great, So the impact of this movie is top-notch stuff. All right, guys, we did it.
Yeah.
We did
it.
We did it.
We don't have to. We're at the end of our episode and our collaboration with the Relly and Delly Podcast. Remember to go over to their feed to check us out, where we will be doing a Reddit Reads episode with Relly and Delly. You can find them on YouTube at Relly and Delly.
Yeah, Relly and Delly Podcast on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, X, Twitter,
all the things,
everywhere.
And
Spotify.
I will put a link to their podcast in the description as well. So please go out and check them out and support them. Thank you all for listening today. To connect with us, the Real Talk Banter podcast, to give us some feedback or just to say hello, email us at realtalkbanter@gmail.com. That's REEL banter@gmail.com. And you can find us everywhere there are podcasts. Signing out, Jill.
Sit your $5 ass down before I make change.
I love it. And we're all.